of Boozin BS'in. We're actually boozing this time. Last time, I don't think I was drinking nothing. Water maybe. I can't remember. I think Shawn's drinking this time. He was drinking a Sprite.
Yeah. I'm actually drinking vodka and Sprite.
Yeah, I think I got rum and some vitamin water. Just random shit, but it works. So, um, last time we talked was about touched on a lot of stuff. NFL, KD, uh,
Jordan.
Jordan, yeah, LeBron's legacy, uh, your Colts, my Cowboys, the NFL, the AFC. Touched on a lot, but you brought up something about the QB pyramid, kind of who's where, who's at the bottom, who's at the top. Uh, the bottom, I think, for the most part, is you kind of know who's on there. You know, Trey Lance, just because he hasn't played. Um, this list that you found had Jameis, which I think we both agreed that he should be not there. I mean, because of what he got hurt last year. It has the stats here. He was 5-2, 1,000 yards, 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. So, I mean, it's like Derrick Henry. He got hurt. He was, stat leader. He got hurt. He was still so like the progression. If he stayed, I mean, Pro Bowler maybe last year for
Yeah, probably,
James.
probably 5,000.
Yeah, I
Five
mean,
because probably a little bit under 4. 7 games. There's 17. So yeah, he probably would have been somewhere in there.
yeah, I mean, he was on track. Um,
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts. It's hard to. I like him. I mean, he's an Eagle, so it's hard for me to support him. Uh, I still, I still like him. I mean, I like his game. I don't know if he should be at the bottom. Uh, what do you think he should be at the bottom? You think he should be like if there's like 4 tiers? Do you think he's four? Like, where do you
I
think?
think so. Pretty much is when I seen the tiers. Um, I disagreed because it was like they had, like you said, Trey Lance. I actually think he should be on the second tier with Winston, um, and Mac Jones and who else was it? Jared Goff. So for example, Mac Jones and Hurts, they led their team to first playoff game last year. So I feel like that's a good stepping stone in a first and second year QB starter. And then Jared Goff, he was with the Rams. I feel like he went to an NFC Championship. I think back to
Yeah,
back years.
yeah, but
So
that offense, I mean, and he's got one of the best head coaches in the league, so it's hard to
yeah, but I
not.
mean, he still stepped up in some pretty big spots. He stepped up. So I think he should be second tier there. The bottom tier would be like Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, just because I think he has the ability, but offense is not very good.
I'm about to
Lack of
say he does
receivers.
play on a really shitty Chicago team, and
Yeah,
they got rid of Allen Robinson. So
yeah. But Darnell Mooney will step up this year, but I'm not very high on the Bears, so he'll be a lower tier. Um, in the pyramid, if I remember right, I think they had Baker Mayfield a second tier. I'm putting him down below. Um,
I agree.
he's on the first tier.
Fuck Baker
Um,
Mayfield.
so I'd put Baker Mayfield slash Sam Darnold because I really don't know if he's starting or not. To be real with you,
Who knows?
and then who else would have been? It'd be like the Drew Lock slash
Yeah,
um, Geno Smith, just
Ryan
because I don't
Tannehill.
know. Yeah, Ryan Tannehill. I'm actually putting him at the bottom. That might be mainly because I'm a Colts fan and I don't fuck with him.
I respect that. I
So
think I think Tannehill's trash as well,
yeah,
just
I
because
mean,
I think he's trash.
yeah, but like I said, he struggled a lot once Derrick Henry was gone. He relied a lot on the play action um, that Derrick Henry was providing. So I don't see him as a reliable quarterback. I rate Jared Goff over him a little bit because I feel like if the roles were switched, I think Jared Goff could have potentially took them to the AFC Championship potentially because they had a good defense, good pass rush, above average DBs in the back, have a really good safety, and then with Derrick Henry and those weapons with Jared Goff, I feel like he would have been above average, better than Tannehill.
I'll give you
And
that.
then
Yeah,
and
I'll
then
give you
if
that.
Tannehill was on the Lions, I mean, who they had? They had Swift, and a bunch of you know
Yeah,
late pickups. So
yeah,
I really
replacement
didn't.
players.
Yeah. So, but
Well,
yeah,
one thing you said about Mac Jones, I don't know. I don't know if it's because you know, previous 2 decades of quarterback play has been very highlighted. Uh, I mean, I'm not sold on him. I've never been a huge fan of him. Even back at his Alabama days, I was never. Eh, I don't. I mean, I'm not saying he's not good because I mean, if you look at his stats, it's like for 3,800 yards, 10-7 record, which for the Patriots, that's not something you're
that's not
used
very
to,
good.
you
Yeah.
know. So I'm kind of putting him at the bottom, you know, down there at the bottom with Zach Wilson and company. Same with Carson Wentz. I mean, poor guy. I mean,
Yeah, he's a bum.
yeah,
He's for sure he's in that category, like I said, um, with Drew Lock and them. Just like I said, if they have a good running game, they can win you a game. But late game situations, 2 minute drives, they're gonna go 1 for 12.
or they'll throw a pick.
Throw a pick, yeah, and they're not very responsible with the ball. So I'm not a big fan of them. So that's why I had to make sure I put them at
See,
my pyramid one
see
on the bottom.
one name that I'm probably really biased with Justin Fields because he went to Ohio State. Um, I'm probably biased. I don't think he should be at the bottom. I don't know if it's because I see his potential, like what he did in college. I mean, he only lost I think he lost 3 games in college.
Mhm.
So I mean, it's probably biased, but I wouldn't put him at the bottom. And he's on a very bad Chicago team. So I mean, it's hard to really do anything. And I think weren't him and Andy Dalton like splitting starts, kind of.
Yeah, at the beginning of the season, they were. I think Andy they said Andy was a starter, and then I think it was like week 1 through 3, Andy was kind of so they threw Justin Fields in there. But like I said, I think talent wise he has it all. But like I said, it's the offense, the coach. I'm not a big fan of. Um, but they fired. I forgot that they fired. Oh, dude, they got Matt Eberflus now. Don't no, that's the Bears. Yeah, yeah, they got Matt Eberflus now. So they should be. I feel like he'll be in the position this year a lot better than last year. I forgot they fired whoever that was. I can't think of his name.
Nagy, is that what it was?
Yeah, Nagy. They
Yeah.
got Matt Eberflus now. I forgot.
Yeah. So maybe he'll take a leap. I mean, it's still kind of hard. It's still hard for him because weapons and getting the ball
Yeah.
to who are you going to get the ball to? So, I mean, whatever. So those two, I think, there's quarterbacks that we missed like David Mills, but that doesn't matter. Tua, we'll get into that later. Um, Kirk Cousins, I fucking hate Kirk Cousins.
You don't like Kirk?
I
Hey,
hate Kirk
I'm
Cousins,
telling you,
bro.
he's overpaid, but I mean I think he's a tier 2, so the second to the bottom.
I it's like how do I describe Kirk Cousins? Like the way that hmm he's kind of
He's
like
just
he's kind of like Romo for me. He's like he'll get like some
the
good stats,
stats,
but
but he ain't winning games.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it's like nothing when it matters, it's not nothing's happening.
Yeah, I can see
So
that because he does get a lot of his stats in like they're down 14-21, He throws. I know the only reason I know that is 'cause I've had him in fantasy. Like I said, down 14-21, they'll come back, and then he'll end up having 300 yards, 2 picks, 3 touchdowns, or something.
Yeah,
Something like that.
I think the only reason that I supported the Vikings because I had Justin Jefferson last year, but that's not supporting Kirk Cousins. But that's neither here nor there. Those 2 tiers, I think, whatever. Then the next 2 tiers, I think, is the most important because, I mean, do you add another tier and like sprinkle in people like 3-2-1, or do you just go 4-3-2-1? Like, because there's a lot of names and you can't just put everybody in both tiers. It's like somebody's got to get left out. So do you throw in another tier? Because obviously, like, who do you put at the top? Like, who's absolutely at the top?
Well, my top 4 or 5 it'd be Mahomes. Like I said, I don't even need to talk about that one. Be my boy Aaron Rodgers,
Your boy.
Tom Brady, of course.
What do you mean, your
Uh,
boy, Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers, hey, he sling that thing. I was praying he's gonna go to the Colts. Praying we just because we get him with RD, it's dead up. But yeah, so Mahomes, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, and I'm gonna go Josh Allen. Those are my 4 that I feel the most comfortable with. I'm late game situation. They're gonna get it done 60% of the time. And then I'd feel like the tier right below them would be like Russell Wilson, Matthew Stafford. Trying to think who else. Uh, Maybe even I mean I might be stretching a little bit. Matt Ryan,
I
I'm
was
high on him.
I was
I'm
thinking
high
that.
on him this year.
Well, that is
He
your
did,
quarterback now.
yeah. He led the league in was it 2-minute drives to win the game with
Mm,
9? It was 9 or 8.
mm.
Um, um, and then, I mean, I'm gonna throw this out here. If Deshaun Watson plays,
He's not
big
playing.
fan. He could be the lower end of this.
He's not playing.
I'm trying to think who else. Who else is one of those tier? And then I feel like it. I'm trying to think of
I'm just
the.
waiting for you to say names. I don't want to throw nothing out there. I'm trying to let you say what comes to your head.
So who you think is in the first and second?
Well, first one, I can't really disagree with you. Um, it's, as long as Brady is in the league, he's at the top. Just, I'd be stupid if I put him not at the top at that point. I mean, so definitely Brady, Aaron Rodgers. Well, that one's hard for me though, because I mean, it's again like stats and MVPs, but I don't know. I guess I'll put him up top. It's like, I don't know. Definitely Josh Allen, definitely Patrick Mahomes, just because they're that new wave. And I mean, Patrick Mahomes has been playoffs, Super Bowl the last 6 years. So definitely top. I would agree with that. And then, after that, you have a lot of quarterbacks. I mean, you've got Kyler Murray, you've got Russell
I forgot about
Wilson,
him.
you've got Dak
I forgot about him.
Prescott.
Yeah. Well, see, I'm not a big fan of him. Like I said, well, I am, but I'm not. I kind of
That's
feel that
America.
he does some of that Kirk Cousins you were talking about.
That's
He
not
has some of his stats are in when they're down big, or I mean, I feel like he doesn't have an effect on your team to an extent. Like for example, your receivers last year, you had Lamb, Coop, Schultz, and was it Galloway?
Cal.
Is it Gallup? Okay, so look at those. That's what. That's three top 70, well, probably top 50 receivers,
They
maybe.
both of those receivers were 1,000-yard receivers last year. Just to let you know.
That's true. That's true. But
So,
like I, but what he come out with at the end of the year when it was clutch, when it's playoff time, what he do?
hey man, that's coaching.
I I know, but when I feel like, for example, and I'm gonna compare him to Peyton Manning for 1 second. They're not in the same sentence, but when Peyton came to the line, if the play is wrong, what is he doing? He's checking.
I
He's
mean,
saying, Omaha, Marvin over there,
yeah,
Reggie over here. Y'all running something different. Or Edgin James, you know, check. We're gonna go to shotgun, and you're gonna run something. We're gonna run a draw, or you know what I'm saying. I
Well,
just feel by him
well,
being the quarterback of America's team, he it's a win. It's a win it all or lose it all.
yeah, but another thing with being America's team is we we won't get too deep into this. I'll talk about this all day. But another thing about America's team, other than the quarterback, is the head coach. And you know that. You
Yeah.
know historically it's about the head coach. And just because, I was cool with Mike McCarthy at first because he had a Super Bowl win. But I mean, it's been time and time again where I mean, like being the most penalized team in the league, that says something. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I mean, discipline, you know what I mean? You don't know what that is. So,
Yeah.
but I try not to put it all on Dak because it's not all on Dak. It's on play calling. It's on who knows.
Hmm.
But I'm probably just biased. I'm probably just biased. I'm putting Dak in the second tier, like from the top, easily.
Hmm.
But then, like I said, do you put another tier below that? Because
Yeah. See, if it's me, like I said, I'm having that. It's that Russell Westbrook. I mean, not Russell Westbrook. Sorry, Russell Wilson, Matthew Stafford, Matt Ryan, people that have proved themselves with the stats, but also have got to the AFC Championship. They have some team accolades, not only player accolades. I think the tier below is like the Kyler Murrays, the Dak Prescotts, more of along those lines. That I know that they're capable of being great, but they haven't pushed their team over the hump. That's why I put them in that category. You know,
well, with that, I think a lot of people, because I'm about to name somebody that people are really high on, and I'm not just yet. And it bothers me that he's really up on that list after two
mhm.
years. You probably know who I'm talking about, Joe Burrow. The hype behind Joe Burrow right now. I'm not saying he's good. I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm just saying he's only played 1 year. They did make it to the Super Bowl. I'll give them that. But again, coaching. We got to see what they do next year. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? If they go 8-8, what are they gonna say? Are they
you're
gonna blame
correct.
it on Joe?
Yeah,
They
they're gonna
probably
have to.
will.
The only thing I say is that, um, then again, the team was their best when he's slicing and dicing. So I'm gonna have to put him in that second tier already, just because he consistently got them over the hump, and they're at when he's at his best, the team's at their best. I can't say that for Kyler Murray. Again, you know, he has hot streaks like Dak does. He'll have 7 games where we're like, wow, you know, they keep this up, Arizona or Dallas is going to be a championship contender, and they can't sustain good play like consistently. And let's say I'm not necessarily blaming it all on Kyler Murray or Dak, but when you are getting paid the amount of money they are, you're taking up a fourth of the cap. I'm going to ask if I'm going to the bank to make your check, then come game time, I want you to cash it. I
Yeah,
need that money.
I mean, yeah, but you say like the team is at their best when Joe Burrow's doing his thing, and it's kind of like I'm using Joe Burrow perfectly in this example and comparing him to Dak because Dak's been in the league now 7 years, and Joe Burrow's going into his second year, technically his first year. I mean,
No, I think it might be third.
well, third. So last year was technically his first.
Yeah, his first because I think he tore his ACL or
Yeah,
was it? I
yeah,
think
he
he
got
tore his
hurt.
ACL the first year, and
Yeah,
in the second year that was that, and
yeah.
then
So
and
this
and
year is his third year, but technically his second year.
yeah,
So Dak, his rookie year, he was great.
yes,
I mean, he was phenomenal. The next year wasn't as good. I mean, I think we can all agree on that.
correct.
So that's what I'm saying. Like these players, not just Joe Burrow, not just Dak Prescott, not just Ezekiel Elliott, anybody who's drafted kind of like in the first round, maybe the
Mhm.
first 30 picks, there's a spotlight on you. And if you come out and you do what you're supposed to do, cool. If you come out next season and you're not as good, people are going to start looking at you. Then the next
Yeah.
year, if you kind of do the same thing, but you're a little bit better, they're still going to look at you. So that's kind of what I'm thinking is going to happen with Joe Burrow, just because people have watched tape on him. Same thing with Jamar Chase. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm just saying he's young, and people, the media, fans, everybody, they throw these young players out. You know what I'm saying? Real quick with no life
Mm.
jacket. Let them do what they do. They show out, cool. But next year, if they shit the bed, then what is it? They're not good, or they're a
Yeah.
bust. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But
Teams will start to take away your first and second options, but I feel that the reason a lot of these quarterbacks are starting like their first couple years extremely good is just because they're still on that rookie contract. Like Dak, for example, I remember y'all's line was like the best in the league. Zeke was still fresh. Cooper was fresh. And I'm not for sure who y'all's number 2 and 3 was at the time, but the money was spread out around him because I think Dak was what he was like a 5th round pick or something like that. He was
fourth,
a late round pick. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is the money was spread out around him, so he had people to throw to, and on the defense, it was put on the defense, so the defense is getting people off the field quicker. Now he's getting paid what 40 mil, so that means they're actually having to pick. I wouldn't say bums up, but you know what I mean? Like he has more on his shoulders. And that's kind of what they're doing now with Joe Burrow. He's still on his rookie contract, so they're able to spread money in other places. Like they just got your boy from the Cowboys, Collins.
oh,
They scooped
Lyle.
him up, another lineman. So, like I said, I think these next 2 to 3 years will be their window, and then they're gonna have to take a step back and reevaluate who they have to pay and who they're not gonna pay. But
Yeah,
yeah,
because
I think go
the
ahead.
market always resets. It
Yeah, and
always
and they're gonna
resets.
make more money, of course. Yes, correct. Yeah.
So, it's like, well, another quarterback that I was about to actually, Justin Herbert, we left him out.
Oh yeah, I think he's.
Um,
I would have to put him on. I know he's elite, but I'm gonna put him on the third tier. Just how I've been ranking things because he hasn't necessarily proved anything.
Derek Carr, another one.
I'm
I
gonna put him
mean,
on that third. I'm gonna put him on that third tier as well.
if we're talking stats, I mean,
Yeah.
and Trevor Lawrence, I don't know if you want to put him in there at all.
I would put him on this lower uh lower end 2, like the second from the bottom. So what's that 4, and then maybe even the bottom, just because I haven't seen much.
I probably wouldn't
Um,
even put him on the pyramid for real.
yeah, like I said, he wasn't. Like I wasn't very impressed with him last year. Who we were forgetting one person was Lamar.
I
Um,
was gonna mention Lamar before I mentioned
I would say
Justin
it's my
Herbert.
guy. I'm gonna say he's the bottom of my 2s, but the top of my 3s. Um, he's gonna have to show me he can pass before I can really, you know, put him up there with the big dogs. Just because
Yeah,
I don't feel like he kind of gives me this Baker feeling when he throws. Like he doesn't make his receivers better, if that makes sense.
he's kind of just reacting on what the receivers are doing, then throws it.
Yeah, and then they're open for 3 and 4 seconds before he's actually hitting him, and I feel that's kind of what Baker's doing. What Baker does. That's why he's at the bottom, of course. But
Yeah,
he's so elite when he runs the ball, where he has to be up to at least 3.
yeah. I mean, it's hard for Lamar to judge because he is a quarterback, but he doesn't play like a said quarterback.
Backs, yes.
And obviously, he hears the criticism all the time. But at the end of the day, you have to play quarterback.
Yeah.
And if you want to win a championship, you got to play quarterback. And it's been evident of that. Every team that's won a Super Bowl have either had a great defense or a great quarterback or both.
Yeah.
The Peyton Mannings, the Tom Brady's, the Ben Roethlisbergers,
Wilson's.
saying, yeah, the Russell Wilsons, all those people. So when it comes down to it, if you're crunch time. We know how playoff football is. It's a very control the game. You got to be able to, you know what I'm saying? So I like Lamar too. I mean, I'm a big Lamar fan. I think he's a great player. Obviously, he brings a lot to the sport. You know, he's like this generation's Michael Vick, you
Yeah,
know. So, but at the end of the day, you gotta you gotta
you
play
got to get it
quarterback.
done. Yep.
But with that being said, who's he gonna pass it to this year?
They drafted some dude from Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken, last year. Bateman. Bateman. I think that's because they traded Hollywood
Yeah,
Brown to the Cardinals. Um,
that's
but
a
I
good
think I,
that's a good
I think
pickup.
yeah, Bateman on fantasy last year he kind of snapped near the back end. So he's a big target. They actually on Team Stream said the Colts were looking at him. Was it not this draft, but the following draft before that. But yeah, he'll be pretty solid. And they got Mark Andrews. I mean, that man he's a gold mine. So
What's
he'll be all right.
what's their
They'll
running back
run.
situation? They still got Dobbins, right? And then
Yeah, Dobbins is coming off injury. They still got
that's what I'm
they
saying.
drafted they drafted somebody too. They drafted Dobbins. All the running backs were injured last year.
I'm about to look it
All of
up real quick.
and then one of the running backs went to the Colts. He actually started and got loose like the first two games. I'm trying to think. I can't even. I'm going brain dead.
All I'm seeing is J.K. Gus Edwards.
Yep, he got hurt last year. Gus Edwards.
Um, I think this guy's the rookie. His name is Ricky Persons Jr.
Yep, I think that's who they just drafted. Yeah,
Yeah. Um,
right.
but J.K. Dobbins again. It's my Ohio State guy. He's a dog. Um, Gus Edwards is pretty good too. Uh,
Yeah, power back. Yeah,
so obviously we kind of know what their offense is, but you know, again, if you want to be a quarterback, you got to play quarterback. And when it comes down, get the ball to Mark Andrews on 3rd and 6. You know, in the red zone. You gotta play quarterback. So, but there's actually another quarterback that we forgot to mention, which we don't even know if he's going to start, is Jimmy Garoppolo.
yeah. Like I said, I'm gonna say he's.
Bottom.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna go. I'm really high on him. I'm gonna say he's the top okay, so he's a top 4 tier. I can't say he's the third tier just because he's a game manager, but he's probably the best it gets as game managers. So
He's
I'm
a
gonna
hell of a
say
game manager.
he's the top. So we started from the bottom, so 5-4. He's the top 4 as it can get.
Hmm.
And I put him and Trey Lance on both on my list of 4s just because Trey Lance is his ceiling so high, and he has Shanahan as his mind at the QB. So that's what I'm saying. He'll be fine. They'll get it together. But I think that Garoppolo, either one they start, they'll have a winning team.
Debo about to go crazy this year again.
I don't know because if he doesn't want to play running back, that's what they.
Yeah, but he still had 1,100 yards receiving. He's still a wide receiver.
But you got to realize though, the reason he's getting that many targets because they're staying on the field.
I mean,
So if you don't get first downs, and the thing is, there was a big drop off between the first receiver and the second. Kittle didn't have a good year, injured.
yeah, he was hurt a
Brandon
lot.
Ayuk didn't have a good year, injured, and
That's
they were
true.
just and they were throwing in some just not practice squad, but role players in there, and they were like I said, there was a big drop off between 1 and 2.
That's true.
So
I'm a big
and let
Debo fan though.
yeah, Debo's a dog. He's for sure a dog. I hope that's what the coach do to Naheem Hines this year. Watch out though.
That's
Fantasy,
what
I'm hey,
that's what I
fantasy,
hope
I'm
Dallas
stupid.
does to Tony Pollard.
I don't think y'all's coach is smart enough. So,
It's
but
that's on Kellen Moore. If Kellen Moore don't use him, he got to go, bro. He got to
he
go.
probably gonna, he probably gonna be gone after this year. So you ain't got to worry about that much longer.
Oh yeah, Pollard will definitely be gone regardless of if he has 2,000 all-purpose yards. He's going because we're
Yeah,
not gonna pay Zeke and him
yeah,
because that's kind of um like if you had fucking I don't know, like Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown and you have to pay both of them. That's just not
Yeah.
happening. And you saw that that didn't work, you know.
What's that? What's that Steelers running back they used to have? The one that had cancer. He plays for the Cardinals now.
Oh, James
Connor.
Conner.
Yeah, that's what it's pretty much like. Connor and your boy Le'Veon. They didn't pay both of them. They let. I think they trade Bell? No, they let him walk, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they let him
They
walk.
said you can
Okay.
kick rocks, bro. We ain't paying you.
Yeah, but
Cardinal or who who was it? Who was it that picked up oh, Miami. Yeah, we're gonna dig into Miami later. Um so we're talking quarterbacks, and when you talk quarterbacks, you got to talk who they're throwing it to. So with that, right now, who's like the best quarterback wide receiver duo?
mine is Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs. Right now, Diggs is one of the top three best route runners in the league. I think he has above average speed, efficient speed, good hands. They allow him to, run whatever route he wants, anyways.
Yeah.
He's the number one in the offense. They have to feed him, and Josh Allen's a top three quarterback. So I feel that now that Devontae Adams is away from the Green Bay, that and then I think the tier like it'd be them. Then I think it's Derek Carr and Devontae. Then I think it's I don't know. I don't know who three is.
The fact that you haven't even said Stafford and Cooper Cup is beyond me.
Okay, I'm sorry, Stafford and Cooper Cup. That's on me.
That's
So
number
let,
one.
let me let me let me bump Adams down
Yeah, that's
because I
number
stay.
that's
Let
number
me bump
one.
Adam. Let me bump Adams down. I still got to go with just because this is the reason that I say that Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs is the best. Just because if you pick five receivers, Stephon Diggs is going to be in there. If you pick five QBs in every list, Josh Allen's going to be in there. That's the only reason I say that. Now I did make a mistake. Two is Matthew Stafford and your boy Cooper Cup because he's a tough white boy.
I
He ain't
think
white boy. He's black. He's black for
I
sure.
I think they're number one just because I mean I think Matt Stafford is criminally underrated. A lot of people think he's overrated, but I think
He is.
he's so underrated. I mean, if you go and look at his stats, even when he was in Detroit, he
Yeah.
had a multiple 5,000 yard seasons, and
Yeah. He was Mahomes before
multiple
Mahomes.
he had multiple 4,500 plus seasons, and then he went to Los Angeles and got Cooper Cup the 2,000 yard receiving. It's just and he won a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
So
you're right. The
I,
only thing I say though is that, like you were talking about with the quarterbacks, Joe Burrow, I'm thinking if I'm a D coordinator, someone else is gonna have to be. You seen 17 to 20 was it what they play 21 plus games of Matthew Stafford throwing the Cooper Cup. Someone else has to be. And I'm doubling Cup if he's in the slot. I'm bringing down Kitty Moore, and we got someone over the top, or someone else gonna have to beat. Like it's just strictly someone else gonna have to beat.
yeah,
I'm
but
not. He is not going to beat me. They're gonna have to run the ball. Something else is gonna have to happen.
he
And
beat
then
he beat every team he played. He had 2,000 yards.
that's true. That's true. But like I said, I mean, I don't feel like okay. Here's what I'll say. Next year, people gonna have a target on his back. I promise you.
They
He's
should have been.
I know, but there's a big difference when you win the championship. Now you're going to get. I'm not saying they weren't getting everybody's best, but they're going to get everybody's best. It's going
Cooper
to be
Cup.
everybody's Super
Cooper
Bowl.
Cup
They're
did
going to
get
play.
paid too.
Yeah, they're going to play 17 people Super Bowl, and the hard thing is following up season.
That's true. They could shit
Yeah,
the bed next year.
yeah. Well, I wouldn't say shit the bed because, like I said, I don't think he's going to shit the bed at all. But following up 2,000 yards, anything below 1,300 is going to be people going to be looking at him like. He's regressive, which
Yeah,
that's
that's true.
1,300 amazing, anyways.
Yeah,
But you see what I'm saying?
I'll give you that part. I still think they're the best duo just because they want a chip.
Yeah, you're correct. But like I said, I got Josh Allen, Diggs, Matthew Cup, Carr, Adams, and then
Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins.
DeAndre's a dog, but he's on the down.
You think
He's on the
so?
down. Yeah, I think so. I think he got what did he get in
He
trouble
was.
for? Steroids?
Oh, he did. He is suspended
Yeah.
this year, isn't he?
So he's 6 games. A 6 game hit.
Damn, I forgot
That's
about
why they
that.
went to go get your boy Hollywood.
Yeah, I forgot
So
about
if
that.
I'm not saying anything about him, but if you got to take steroids, you know you're on the downpour. I don't know the whole situation or all the information, but I'm looking in. You know what the
Didn't he say
steroids
some
for?
dumb shit like he didn't know he was taking them or something?
Yeah, like come on, bro. You know what you getting paid millions and millions and millions of dollars to pay people to get you right. Come on now,
Yeah, you got to
that's
know.
on you.
Yeah,
That's on you. But like I said,
yeah.
I
I
don't put
forgot
him
about
up
that.
there. But if Tua can get his stuff together, him and Hill might be they might be a little trouble. Trying to think who else, but thing is, I see that Tua can't throw like Mahomes can,
Nah.
so that's why I just don't see that being all that appealing. But like I said,
Yeah, yeah.
Jalen Hurts and my boy AJ Brown, that's gonna be
Or
hey.
Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith.
I'm telling you, AJ Brown's a dog.
I'm not
Hey,
saying AJ Brown's not a dog. I'm just saying that's another option that he has.
yeah, but Smith, I had him in fantasy last year, and I watched him. He was a rookie, of course, but he's an elite number two. I feel like
He
he's
needs
an elite
somebody on the
number
other
two.
side.
Yeah, that's why they went to go get that dog.
AJ Brown is a
And
dog. I'll give you
he's
that.
a dog. Like he torn hamstring. I'm coming out with 12 and 120 and a titty in your face. Like there's none of that. There's none of that BS.
Yeah,
I promise you.
I
He's
feel
a
that.
trust me. When Indy is double teaming him with Kenny Moore and who the heck, Corey Willis, that just retired. Shout out to Corey. But and he's just dogging them both. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one.
But
They do have potential to be a pretty
yeah,
good
that's why
one.
I say it's 5. I don't know who 4 is, but I say they 5.
What about Dak and CD?
Oh, okay. I thought that's 4 right there. I like that. That's 4.
I would say
That,
Dak and Amari, but they're not together no more.
yeah. But like I said, thing is though, Lamb wasn't catching number 1 heat.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's going the thing is everybody's on Amari Cooper's head, which they should be because he has to be more accountable for, showing up. Because he has games where it's like, wow, you know,
That's why we got rid of him.
he's that number 1 elite. And then
Why
he
we
has
got rid of
games
him.
like, bro, you're getting 2 catches for 40 yards.
Yeah,
Where are you at?
yeah, that's why we got rid of him.
Yeah, where are you at? I'm paying
Oh,
you 20.
he's over there
You
rolling
ain't,
his hamstring on a tennis ball.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, that's not going. But like I said, the Lamb and Dak, they're in a good offense. There's going to be a lot of catches because if Cooper had 1,000, probably on at least 70 catches, I imagine,
Yeah,
somewhere around that area. That's a lot of targets, someone to eat up.
yeah, yeah. Would you consider Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce to be one since he's a tight end?
No, just because he's going to get triple team this year. I feel bad. Someone else,
Yeah,
I feel really bad. I feel
yeah,
really bad. He's going to get triple team. Because the
yeah,
thing is, he was getting almost double teamed a lot with Tyreek Hill there.
yeah.
And
He
the
is a
only reason
dog
he was
though.
getting single coverage is because Hill was taking that thing off the top,
Yeah,
running 4-1. And now
yeah,
they don't, they drafted a guy from it's like Western Michigan. He's a slot guy. He's like 5'9". He's bouncy. He's flat, he moves well, but it's not the same.
it's not Tyreek.
It's not Tyreek. And until that I can't even think of the guy's name, but until he shows me that he can take the top off consistently, threaten safeties, I'm going 2 safeties. I might just play normal. I'll just go zone and just say, move the ball. Just bend but don't break. Give up a field goal.
They do have Juju though.
I know, but like I said,
I'm not saying he's Tyreek. I'm just saying that's another
yeah.
option.
Like I said, he's a possession. And like I said, they need to show me.
They do have
I
Pringle too. Pringle can kind of take the top off. Not like
he
Tyreek.
can,
I'm not saying he's Tyreek.
but like I said, he has drop issues as well.
That's true. He does.
Tyreek has a lot of drop issues as well, but his speed makes up for it.
Yeah.
My man scored in what, 3 seconds, 7 seconds, 5? Like I'm talking about blink of eye, he's going
Yeah.
80.
Yeah. He is a
He's
freak.
he's catching a bubble and going 80.
Yeah. He is a freak.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's you can't imitate that in practice.
Yeah.
There's no you
Yeah.
just see
You
it in the
can't really
game.
game plan for that. That's
Yeah, there's none of that. That's why I said if Tua can throw like a timing thing, because I don't think he has a very good arm, and he's a lefty, so it's gonna be coming out a little bit weird. But if he can time it right, he can hit him in stride. But I just I'm not a big fan of Tua, so I'm if I had to if I am a betting man, but I wouldn't bet on him.
yeah. I mean,
So
I agree. I'm not sold on Tua either. So another, I don't know if you want to consider Russell Wilson and his receivers a duo because they haven't played together yet, but he does have some weapons now.
yeah, he had. But the thing is, I think that the Broncos are going to do it more by committee. Jerry Judy is solid. I think he don't. I know he got in a little bit of trouble at the beginning of the year. I can't recall off the top of my head if he's out 2 games or 3 games. I think it was like a DUI. I think it was a
Mm,
domestic violence, something like that. Um, so, but they have a good core of receivers. Tim Patrick, Jerry
Tim
Judy.
Patrick is a fucking dog
Yeah,
too. He's
hey,
underrated.
and the thing is, people don't realize this, but in college, Tim Patrick has not had a good quarterback even in college. Gosh, I was watching what was it? Um, Hulu. It wasn't SportsCenter. It was First Take or something, and someone brought it up. Anyways, Tim Patrick hasn't had a good quarterback in his whole career, so this is going to be a big jump off. I think in fantasy, people should dive after him because the thing is, he's going to catch second and third receivers. You're going to get him low. I mean, receivers, corners. So,
He's a big guy too, isn't he?
yeah, he's a big guy. He runs well, good hands, doesn't drop the ball. I really feel like this year in fantasy, he would be a steal. You know, he'd be a steal because, like I said, he's not going to be. They're going to double Jerry Judy. He's going to catch all the best corners. It's not going to be the same. Tim Patrick's going to be on the slot corner or second corner. Those are the two worst corners on the field.
Yeah,
So
yeah, for sure. Um, See if we're Justin Herbert and Mike Williams.
I feel like that was a an outlier year. I believe in Justin Herbert. Keenan Allen's on the back end. Feel bad for his soul because that man's a dog.
Yeah,
And
he's
his
a
route,
freak.
for me personally, I'm gonna say Keenan Allen is the best route runner in the league. The only reason I say that, him and Devontae are neck and neck. But like I said, Keenan Allen is a dog. He just gets open consistently. The last 6 or 7 years, he's had 80 plus, 90 plus catches. He runs a 4.7. I mean, like,
Yeah,
but I think Mike Williams is year was an outlier. I think that's why they only gave him a 3-year contract as well. So I feel like that they're kind of iffy on the contract. They just had to pay him because there was no one to replace him. So I feel like that was why they gave him that money. So
I think the
but
Chargers. I think the Chargers might be a team to watch out for.
yeah, um,
For sure. So we were talking about the Dolphins and we were talking about Tua. And Tyreek, you sent it to me. Tyreek said that this year's offense in Miami is relevant to the Chiefs' offense in what 2019? Is that what he said?
yeah. Well, he was saying it was the offense or team. I think he was saying team. This team was the same as that team. Well, I think it was the year they won it, by the way, too.
Yeah,
But I agree with him as weapons. I honestly think they have more weapons, and their defense is better, but they
they
don't
should
have
have a quarterback.
the QB is not the same. So I totally disagree with them. If they had a better QB, they throw in Matt Ryan there or Stafford or even a tier 3 QB. I mean, that's a Super Bowl easy Super Bowl team because
Yeah,
Maxwell. I'm trying to think who their other corner is. Howard, Dogs. I can't. I think their safeties is Rashad Jones and can't think of the other one, but they're both their secondary is Dogs. Legion of Boom, they're
yeah,
Dogs, and
yeah,
then their D line's extremely fast, athletic. With their linebackers are just they're ridiculous, and they got a new offensive coordinator. I mean, no, he was the 49ers offensive coordinator. Can't think of his name, but anyways, what were you about to say?
yeah. I think I agree with Miami because they've been one of those teams that there for a while they were kind of like the laughing stock, and then I would say the last 4 years or so they've really started to kind of shift the tide. You know what I'm saying? They've really started to change the way that they go about like drafting their coaches, just the players that they put on the team. And they haven't been a great team. Like they still lose games and shit, but they're still like a team that's like, you know, throwing the right pieces and they'll be all right. So I don't like Tua. I'm not a huge fan of his, but I don't want to be those one of those guys that's like, give up on him really quick. Because the weapons that he has around him, it's like you
Yeah,
have to do good.
They're all running 4.3s.
You
Besides
have
the
to
tight
do
end.
good.
Yeah, Mike Gesicki.
But he's
They
still a
got
beast.
they got boy from what's the Alabama receiver that they got? He'll be second year. Fast as lightning.
Uh, shit.
I can't think of his name. But like I said, they got speed everywhere. They got speed everywhere. It's
Yeah, and they added a lot of players too, didn't they? They added Chase Edmonds, right?
yeah. And their safety, yeah. And they shored up that line too. They shored up their O line. So like I said, and their running backs are steep.
You're thinking about Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, Jalen Waddle, yes.
They added Raheem Mostert.
Okay, yep. See,
They added Sony Michelle.
dog
They got Connor Williams from Dallas, which I'm not tripping off
tackle.
of.
Yeah, he's offensive tackle.
He's
Texas,
terrible.
Texas bound.
Yeah, he's
The boy E boy.
yeah, he's yeah. Yeah, he's no.
He's a bum.
They've got a nice roster. I mean, it's just do they make it work? That's the thing. They added Teron Armstead, the tackle from the Saints.
Oh yeah, he's a stud. They'll he'll play left tackle. I'm
They
assuming Connor will play right tackle.
they added Melvin Ingram, unless he's been on the team. I'm not
Melvin. Okay, so the DN.
yeah.
Yes, okay. They got more pass rush. They drafted it
So
too. The other, if it wasn't dude play for Miami. He had a lot of injuries too. I can't think of his
you
name.
said they drafted him?
Yeah, DN. Maybe not this year, but the following maybe it was year before last.
If I saw
Oh,
his name, I would
last.
know who you're talking about.
He's from he's from the University of Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't think of his name, but hey, N'Keal Harry just got traded to the Bears. So your boy Fields got somebody else.
Mm.
He's all right. I really feel like he would be a good tight end.
He it's weird because like there's always players that everybody kind of roots for just randomly, and he was one of those players that I always really liked. Like when he was coming out of college, I was like, damn, I kind of want Dallas to pick him up, and they never did. But it's kind of weird that he didn't make it work in New England. But you know, shit happens.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think we'll see what happens with Miami this year. See if Tua can make it work. If he can't make it work, you got to go. Like you can't waste this roster. You can't waste time. Tyreek doesn't have much. Probably doesn't have much longer. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so you gotta make it go. But we'll jump into this last topic about John Morant. Um, some people probably think he's talking crazy. Some people might agree with it. Uh, Said that I don't know if he say he could beat
He
MJ.
said that if Michael Jordan was playing him. I think it was 1-on-1 that he would cook Michael Jordan. What do you think on that?
I mean, it's like I think it's just one of those things where, you hear it instantly and you kind of like, oh yeah, for sure. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
That's kind of how I look at it, but then, a little bit of the realistic side is like, okay. But we don't know, because Jaw's a freak. And I mean, has Michael in his career seen players like that other than like Dominique Wilkins? You know what I'm saying? Somebody who plays like John Morant. Has he seen that before? It might not be Cap.
So are you saying you're for it or against it? If I feel like you're trying to play the line, which one you got to pick a side?
I'm gonna I'm gonna be for it, honestly, just because I mean, if you watch the way that Ja plays, he's fearless. He don't care. Like when he tried to dunk on Kevin Love,
Hmm.
um, who did he dunk on in the playoffs? Who were they playing last year? Um,
It was a big man. I know that.
yeah,
He shit on too.
he don't care. He don't
Yeah.
care, and that's why I'm saying I don't think he's capping. I think he's for real.
Mm. See, I'm gonna have to disagree just because I mean Jordan's a dog. I mean, I still think Bron, if he wins another championship, he'll be over Jordan. But Jordan has this thing where like you set him off, you're on lock. And you're on an island. And the key and lock and key, that bitch is thrown away. It's over. So I said and the thing is, if they're playing 1-on-1, there ain't no help. Jaw 6'2". Jordan, what, at least 6'6", 6'5", 6'5", 6'6". So I all I picture is just Jordan having the ball out here, posting them up, putting the ball on his dome, or that little pump fake you see in 2K, and just it's gonna be disrespectful. Now, you're correct. I agree with you to a point where, the athleticism back then was not the same now. You know, I think the his skill nowadays, he would score more points, but he wouldn't have been what he was. I think personally. Like I think he might have averaged probably 45, 50 a game. No cap. But I don't think he would have won the many championships as he won. Period and point blank.
You're talking about Jordan playing now?
Yeah. I think that if he was playing now, he would probably average 40 points. Give easy. Easy 40. He'd wake up, score 40. But like I said, he wouldn't have 6 rings. I don't think so. But yeah, the 1-on-1 shit's dead. He getting shit on. It's if they play 3 games to 10, I'd say 10-6, 10-6. I said okay, 10-9. Jordan sweeping them. Like it's just like I said, it's just because they're gonna play make it take it too. So he's gonna have to get a stop.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. It's just hard for me to say that because I mean, you know, our generation, all we have is YouTube videos and highlights and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, was
Yeah.
Jordan really a dog like that, or were
Was it just
rules tailored for players to kind of stand out like that? But then you look at players like Ja who play in this generation, and we see it. Everybody sees it. I mean, the rules are what they are. It's kind of like, and people are faster nowadays. People are stronger nowadays. People are more athletic nowadays. People are more what do the kids say? Savage. A menace. Is that what they call him? John Morant's a menace.
yeah.
So I don't know. I I would pay to see it. I would pay for somebody to somehow simulate prime MJ to John Morant 1-on-1. I'd pay to see it. I think Ja would definitely give him a run for his money. I think personally, just because John Morant's, I mean, he don't care. Him playing in Memphis, he's starting to adapt like this mentality of like he really don't give a fuck.
Yeah, he don't give a fuck. But like I said, it's just Jordan just has that like he had, him and Kobe. That's why I told you on the last podcast, episode 6, he was like, I put it Kobe and LeBron at 2A, 2B. The reason I put Kobe at 2A is because him and Jordan just got that switch, and you set that ass off, you're done.
Yeah.
You fuck Mamba gonna come out, and you fuck with Jordan. You already know what's up.
Yeah. See, it's easy for me to agree with you on Kobe, and it's really easy for me to agree with you on LeBron because again, people our generation have seen it. But with Jordan, we didn't see it. All we see is the highlights. That's all we get to see. We didn't get to like experience the sport kind of how we experience it now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm not a Jordan hater necessarily. I'm just not on his nuts like everybody else is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just how I look at it. I don't know. I mean, obviously it's just speculation, and John Morant is just going to talk because he's confident in himself. He's going to say, "Oh yeah, I'd take MJ. Give him a run for his money on 1v1." But I agree with him. I think he would, because I don't know. He's a dog. It's just kind of like you could take any player like that. You could be like Shawn Kemp versus KD. KD be like, man, I'd run the table with Shawn Kemp. It's like, who knows? I mean, Shawn Kemp was a dog.
Yeah, he got bounced too.
Yeah,
he got real bounced.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like LeBron versus fucking. I don't even know who you would match up against LeBron because LeBron's just different.
Yeah, he really is.
So, but yeah, I think that's kind of going to wrap it up today. Again, we don't know if John Morant would actually beat MJ 1v1. It's just speculation. John Morant started it. I didn't bring it up. So if you're a Jordan supporter, don't hate me. Sean's got your back. He's a Jordan lover. But yeah, we're gonna cut this one short. If you watched it, appreciate you. If not, we'll be back next week. So
hold up. Let me throw my boy Kenny Moore in the back.
Okay, shout out. Yeah. Nobody knows who Kenny.
More love.
Nobody knows who Kenny Moore is, bro.
You need to step up on it because he's the goat slot corner in the league.
I think there might be better ones. I don't know.
There's not. I'm just letting you know that right now.
I've never heard of Kenny Moore, so I don't.
He look it up right now. He has in the league. Each position is rated by the PFF, but it's just it's the rating, and he's the third highest. The only two that are above him is Watts and the tackle from Rams.
So what's this top?
Just say top PFF ratings.
PFF ratings. We're gonna look this up real quick.
He's a dog. I'm trying to tell you. He's been a Pro Bowler for the last 3 years. Ain't nobody want to get no love.
Is it the rating going into this year, or are we talking about last year?
Last year's PFF rating. Look it up. He might be. Yeah, he's top. He's top 3.
Now, what are you gonna do if he's not on the list?
Oh yeah, he's for sure on the list. He's for sure. I don't even. I just close my eyes. I know I'm gonna pop back up. I know you're gonna be like, "Damn, Shawn, you're shit."
I'm just saying, what if he's not? That's what I'm saying.
Just look up PFF.
Because on this list, this is PFF.com.
Yeah.
Number 1 is Trent Williams.
Are you doing defense? Do defense. Come on now. I didn't name no offensive
players. Okay, all right. I got you.
I didn't name any offensive players right there.
We'll go defense. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Well, this is for 2022. God damn it.
Did you see my boy?
I'm trying to find the you know what? I'm gonna believe you. I'm gonna believe you. I'm just gonna look it up later.
Say less. You can call me out on the next one.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I'll do some research and I'll give props to Kenny Moore. I might follow him on Instagram or something. Yeah, all right. That's all right.
Sounds good.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll wrap it up there, and next week or whenever the fuck we do another episode, we'll be back.